Hello and welcome back, everybody, for our halftime show between Team Liquid Academy and, 100 Thieves Academy versus Cloud9 Academy. It's been such a long day right there, and that was a banger of a match. And honestly, I was just so excited that 100 Thieves won because Deserix, we did put it all on the line for that belt. So I got to say, thank you, first of all, for making it. And second of all, can't wait to wear it. It's gonna look great.
I'm an honorable champion. You have rightfully won the belt. You are the champ, but I will let you know that there is a rematch clause.
I got my own on right now. just in the interim until you're able to get that one over for me.
Yeah. And you know, I will be coming back for this title, Steve. It is not done, but I will be sure to hand this to you in person.
Cannot wait. Well, there is still a game number 2. So, you know what? I'm a gracious winner, Eric. What I'll say is 100 Thieves have to win 2-0 in order for me to earn that belt, okay? I'm putting it on the line right now, and I believe that they can. But, obviously, Cloud9 Academy is still a strong team, and we're going to go through the game number 1, essentially the storyline of it, in a game that we like to call Pixel Perfect. Now, this is a point-based game where we have different categories of screenshots that I took throughout game number 1. There's 16-bit, there's 8-bit, and there's 1-bit. The smaller the bits get, grainier the image is, and also the more points they are worth. This is a game to test the memory of my casters to see who has better memory of the game, play-by-play casters or color casters. So,
yeah, also can figure out what the heck you took screenshots of.
Exactly. What did I take screenshots on as we walk through the story of the game through this fun game show? 1 point for 16-bit, 2 points for 8-bit, and 3 points for 1-bit. Deserix, because I feel bad for you, you're up first. You get to go. Which category do you want to opt in for? 16, 8, or 1?
Run it down the middle. 8.
8-bit. All right. So as we come back to us, 8-bit image. These ones they're a little grainy, but they're not impossible to tell what's going on in the image. So what is the context of this screenshot that I took during that game? This is one of the 8-bits. Walk me through it. Walk me through what you see. Walk me through what you're thinking.
Okay. What am I thinking? I'm thinking Hourglass. I'm thinking...
Okay.
I have a really bad recollection of what was picked in the game, so... Oh, God.
It kind of looks like an Echo to me when I saw this. It really does. And
it looks like a Master Yi using Meditate to me.
Ooh, it does kind of. What are other hints that you can look at on the screen? What else could tell you around what time this might have been?
Seraphine? Is that level 12? 17?
Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds.
Okay.
5.
This is
4, 3, 2.
I don't know it.
1. Oh, the first ever non-guess on Pixel Perfect. All right, Josh, you got a chance to steal. What do you think this is?
Okay, well, I know that the one on the right is King. I can read out his name there, so it must be Zeri. The players who actually built a Zhonya's Hourglass. It wouldn't be Jimmy, and it's definitely not the Trundle. I'm actually pretty sure this is this one is actually Busio. When they tried to dive in the mid lane, where they tried to make a play happen there, and King trying to jump forward and get some damage down.
Let's see it.
I hate you, Josh.
No! That is actually incorrect.
It is Jimian.
At the very end of the game. Or wait, I thought you said Busio. You said Busio, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I said Busio.
So this
I thought it wasn't Jimian.
This was during the fight at the Baron. The rest of 100 Thieves, peace. They're like, we're out of there. We're going to save these Baron buffs, and Jimian actually goes in and basically baits himself in order to save the play, because if they get picked off right there and everybody dies, that is pretty rough for 100 Thieves, but they were able to close out the game with that Baron buff. Wow. 8
okay, I'm not alone in my failure.
I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at this.
You're getting better.
The criticism was always they were too easy. Joshi, you're up next to pick one, though. Let's take a look at the board. There's 0-0.
Mama didn't raise no 8-bit. We're going to be doing the 1-bit.
1-bit. I love it. First 1-bit image then. What is the context of this image on your screen, Joshi?
What?
Walk me through it. What are you thinking? What do you see?
Oh! This is bottom lane when Darshan starts off the fight up against Tenacity, and then we get 3 teleports coming through. Copy teleports first and gets blown up, dead on arrival when BMFX and Jimmy encounter teleport.
And of course, we have Darshan walking away as as he unfortunately realizes what just happened. This was a big play as well, because after this is where 100 Thieves immediately run up towards that Baron, and then we had the next play happen from the previous pixel. So that was a big moment where 100 Thieves are showing some of their synergy as a team, saying, all right, we're going to double teleport down to save tenacity, because we're at that state of the game where if we get one big play, boom, game's pretty much over. And we saw that it essentially was after a little bit more effort. Yeah. That's points for Joshi, though. 3 points. Congratulations. Deserux, it's back to you. How are you going to bounce back?
Okay. Mama did raise a 16-bit, so I'm going over there.
All right. Well, Deserix is outing himself right now, I suppose, as he's going for 16-bit. The problem with this, Deserix, it's a bold strategy, but having made this decision, now if Joshi gets the next 1-bit, I don't think it's possible for you to win the game. So let's see, what is the context of this image that you see on your screen?
Okay, this was...
I know. Oh, that puts the pressure on. That really puts the pressure on. And I'm sorry, Eric, but I gotta say, Twitch chat's usually really good at this game, so they probably got it already too.
I know, I'm getting roasted right now because I'm so bad at word and memory games, but I think this was the Rift Herald fight. I think that's Rift Herald right there.
You think this is Rift Herald? Do you want to get a little more specific?
Okay. This was the Rift Herald fight. Oh god.
5,
give it to
4, 3, 2, no! Tesserix, this is your first time playing the game. I feel so bad that I put it up against Joshi, who I think is like the point leader from last split. Joshi, you said you know what this is. When was this?
This is the reason why I know is because I know that this is the Gnar skin when he's Mega. This is the Elderwood skin when he's Mega. He's currently transforming. He's about to jump in and get the 3-man Gnar ult that gets him a 3-for-0 on the first Rift Herald.
Boom! There you have it. This was the turning point for Cloud9 Academy. This play from Darshan got them back into the game and made it close, because 100 Thieves Academy, they were actually dominating in the first couple of minutes. They had a pretty big lead. Tenacity was fed. Bot lane was pretty fed. And yeah, I mean, it felt good for Cloud9 to be able to turn things around and actually get some more gold into their pocket. So that's more points for Joshi. Deserix, I'm so sorry, man. I've
lost everything today, man. I've lost taken everything from me, Kangas. What are you doing?
It's not impossible. It's not impossible for you to actually bounce back. Joshi, you're up on the guessing board, though. So take a look at the options.
We got to go directly for the last 1-bit. If you can get this one,
there's one of each.
Take it away.
There's one of each. So you're going 1-bit, Joshi.
Next 2.
You're going 1-bit. What is the context of this image that you're about to see on your screen right now?
What?
Come on, this is pretty obvious, right? It's a 1-bit image.
What could that possibly be? What even is that color in the game?
In hindsight, I had one that was a little higher resolution than this, and I was like, nah, that's too easy. And now I think I might have made it too hard.
Yeah, I kind of agree with our producer Joey. It kind of looks like a howler monkey, but like...
All right, I'm going to give a countdown.
I'll be honest,
I'm going to give a countdown.
I don't have a guess for this one. Take it away, Eric. This is your chance.
I have no chance. Chance. Why are you throwing it to me?
Deserix, I'm going to be a homie. I'm going to help you out here.
Okay.
This was maybe the most impactful single moment in the game.
Doesn't help me.
Really?
Oh, God. Okay.
Y'all talked about this for like a minute and a half.
We talked about it for a minute and a half.
Okay, that gives me an idea on what it might be.
Okay, I'll let it bounce. For the first time ever, I'll let a stealing from a steal happen. Joshi, what do you think this could be?
Is this Shaden and Destiny trying to dive onto Busio?
That is not correct.
Darn.
Wow. But hey, at least you went for a guess. This was the pillar onto Shaden as he was trying to get over into the Baron pit for the first Baron.
Oh, what's that color? It's the ground around the pillar.
So I will say the first image I had again was like literally this. Like you could clearly tell it was the pillar, and I was like, that's too easy. I got to make it a little harder. And then yeah, shame on me for trying to make this game difficult. But I guess congratulations to Joshi, because that means that you by default win the game. There is no chance for Deathworks to come back. So real quick, I'll just show the final one.
You don't have.
This was going to be the last play. This would have been for 2 more points on the 16-bit actually, which was of course the snap engage coming in from Destiny in the mid lane.
Yeah, and it doesn't it's okay. There's worse things I've seen, but
it was a continuation of Cloud9's comeback, because after this is when they had the Red Riding Busio play in the jungle. They were basically just throwing Destiny out every time they saw anyone on 100 Thieves, and they were like, all right, go, go, go. Joshi, this was around the time in the game that you said Cloud9 don't want this to go too late. They need to look to try and be proactive. And literally, as you were finishing that thought, this play happened. Yep, and then the next play at the Red Riding Busio happened, and then 100 Thieves were able to start absorbing some of those plays and turn them around.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games where we look back at it a little bit later and we ask, we look at Cloud9 as a team that is going to be constantly doing things and making things happen. But almost feel as though teams against 100 Thieves aren't sure what to do when the other team doesn't feel like they're pushing back.
Well, let's see what the answer is as we are ready for game number 2. Pick and ban is underway. So Deserts, Joshi, let's close it out on a strong one and see if Cloud9 have what it takes to bounce back.
All right, thank you, Kangas. And finally, the last game of the day already. Our slobber knocker that we lined up for this week, Cloud9 Academy versus 100 Thieves Academy. Really delivering right here. Those early stages, Cloud9 doing all right. 100 Thieves, though, that mid-game spike, it's looking too good as we head into this draft for game number 2. Wondering what the changes are going to be for Cloud9, yes?
I just realized something from our previous series. We'll get back into 100 Thieves Cloud9. I cast my first Team Liquid loss today.
Oh, right. I remember Ulf was keeping track of this.
How can I make fun of Cubby now?
Yeah, you did.
Going back into it, though, we got 100 Thieves coming right on back.
We're sticking to this. Team Liquid, you heard it here. He's no longer the TLA caster. Remove that out of his Gamepedia. Curse. Now we can bring it back.
Cloud9, they need to bounce back coming in for 100 Thieves, right? Cloud9, they worked their way up. They started the season rather low when they were playing with a bunch of substitutes coming through. They started off week 1. They ended week 1 in 9th place. But as their members slowly came back, they have now climbed their way all the way up to 3rd. And they were 1 game behind 100 Thieves at the beginning of the day. After 100 Thieves picked up that win, it is now 2 games behind. And so Cloud9, they need to try and find their way back in. And this is mostly jockeying for position, right? You want to get your best seed possible as you look towards Proving Grounds. It gives you easier opponents to play early on. You are more likely to make deep runs. But both these teams, let's be real, both these teams are going to be in the top 6. They will not have to play that first playoff round. And so, as we get into the next game, 100 Thieves, they get the Senna, they get the Yasuo. These are some of the best champions that they've had so far. Senna allows so many things to be played by 100 Thieves, and both BMFX and Busio have shown that they can play it.
So the Senna, Yasuo locked in for 100 Thieves Academy. What do Cloud9 have to say about that one? So far, they've only had the Zeri, which, you're going to be looking to dive onto that back lane once again. King was able to play that in the last game to limited success, to say the least, and they're going to throw it back once again. I think Destiny looked all right on the recon. It was just Cloud9 as a whole couldn't really find those engages. Yeah,
the Seraphine ban is coming through, though, so it's not going to be the same thing coming out for BMFX. He did play the Seraphine last game, and it looked fine, right? Like, I didn't have any real complaints, but he wasn't necessarily, like, the focal point of a lot of the game. But that's not the end of the world, right? 100 Thieves Academy are going to be able to play a variety of different things, putting him back on the Senna. It's very rare that I feel like BMFX has been kind of the focal point. He's definitely much more of an enabler for his solo lanes, for his support, in order to give them the opportunity to be very aggressive. But as the Poppy comes through, most likely for Shaden, this is trying to put a halt to this Yasuo, not allowing it to have the same kind of opportunities to take over the game as we saw in a couple of those fights.
So with that, Poppy, it stands as a response to the Yasuo as well, because he can put up the steadfast presence and block a lot of that mobility coming out, but that's the main formal mobility that can be blockable by that steadfast presence. Still nice to have nonetheless. with that lock-in coming out for Cloud9. So we head into the second phase of the draft, and it's been more of the same so far. Lots of drafting towards the bottom lane and grabbing your jungle and saving those solo lanes for the second phase of the draft. Of course, 100 Thieves have a lot more flexibility with that in that Yasuo pick.
Yeah, exactly. They can send this kind of anywhere. The Sylas is still available. I do not expect Cloud9 to allow that one to come through on the backside, because Jimmy can play it, Tenacity can play it. Honestly, Boostio can probably play it in the support role if it's paired alongside the Senna. So 100 Thieves, they have a lot of flexibility in their draft, and it's kind of become the norm for them, right? They always have this situation where you don't know who's going to be playing what. Boostio very clearly has so many champions he can play in the support role, partly because he is role swapped.
And now, with those final bans now coming in, still targeting towards the solo lane, GP not going to go through, neither is Sylas. I wonder how the response for Cloud9 is going to be, because they have to read out what's going on here. They have to know that this Yasuo is going to be a flex. You still got the counter pick coming out for 100 Thieves. And the way they're doing their bans right now, pretty stock standard, pretty textbook, right? You grab those picks at the later end of your red draft. You start banning away stuff that can counter that. Nara getting banned away, GP and Sylas on top of that. So much flexibility for 100 Thieves. They're sitting really good in this draft.
Yeah. I mean, when we see this happen, the most common pick for Darshan has been the Fiora, but we also know Tenacity loves blinding that champion. He has played it as his most popular as well thus far, and that is a big gauntlet to be thrown. With the Gnar taken off as the biggest counter pick that Fiora has right now, with all this gone, now 100 Thieves needs to pivot as well. I'm trying to read my own notes, because... Oh, it's Kale. Kale's the next most played. I was like, there's no way Tenacity's been playing Kane. K-A-Y. But with the Azir coming through for Jimmian...
Read your own writing?
It's just... I have 3 characters. I use like 3 letters for every character, and sometimes I forget that there's like multiple characters that can be that, because nobody's been playing Kane, right?
Yeah. Well,
K-A-Y,
not exactly.
Kale.
It's had some picks here and there. Very, very
Yeah,
rare.
you know, it's not completely...
Yeah.
I think Acadian played it once or twice as well. But is Cloud9 zoom back in? The swaying going to be the answer. Almost definitely going to copy in the mid lane, creating a spot where he can sit in a bunch of these melee champions. But he is a little bit worried about getting outranged by Jimmy on this Azir. And whichever player does end up playing this... Senna. I wanted to call it a BMFX. It's just Senna. It has been a long day, guys. We're on Game 6. So many of these games have been long. But Cloud9, they need to find one more thing. They have to find something for Darshan to play. And Gwen has been his most played after this. But the Jax, this is his first time playing it so far in summer. Does well into the Yasuo. But blind picking it now gives a lot of opportunities for 100 Thieves to try and find something they are much more comfortable with it into. And ooh, call a classic counter pick as well into the top lane. Nasty loves these high volatility lanes because he's so confident he's going to win them.
Yeah, that was part of the draft that came out from 100 Thieves. Play around those solo lanes. Keep Cloud9 guessing with that Yasuo over in the first phase of the draft.
Quick,
We're finally going to figure
Eric,
out where
look.
it's going to
Don't
go.
look. Hold up your hand so you can't see the draft. Who's playing the Gragas? Who's playing the Yasuo?
Who's playing the Gragas? Who's playing the Yasuo? Okay, the Poppy's in the jungle. Gragas top lane. Yasuo mid.
Ooh.
Oh, that completely flipped me. I forgot there's an Azir. Okay. Why do you gotta make me look away? I already told you I'm bad at memory games. Josh, why are you doing this to me? Yasuo Bali. Busio.
I mean, that's the question, right? It's probably going to Busio.
Yeah.
BMFX, I have not seen him play this before, and it's definitely a spot where you want to enable Busio most of the time. But my question is going to be, is it Busio enabling Tenacity, or is it Tenacity enabling Busio? And this time, they're putting their eggs in the Busio basket, showcasing and giving him another opportunity to strut his stuff, this time on the Yasuo. The number of solo kills he's gotten is the Yasuo versus an AD carry left on their own while the Reptile is going is ridiculously high.
Now, I do like some of what Cloud9 have brought, more specifically for the team fight. You know, laning is going to be a completely different story, but if you're trying to engage with this Yasuo, it is a good response to have the Swain completely in isolation of those neutral fights. It's a good response to have the Jax on top of that. The moment you hop in, you're looking to make that a blender for the Yasuo to not really accomplish too much. Problem is, though, that's the only champion who's going to be making a dive like that. Everyone else should be pretty A-okay to just sit at range.
Yeah, and so it definitely creates a lot of difficulties for Cloud9 to try and turn this around. I feel as though they are trying to neutralize Cloud9, neutralize 100 Thieves, but haven't been able to find an easy answer. It's going to be a lot on their individual prowess this game if they want to turn this series around.
All right, it's been a long day, but let's finally wrap it up. Cloud9 Academy, 100 Thieves Academy. Do Cloud9 have a response, or will 100 Thieves keep a lockdown into that second place? We're going to find out right now.
So, as we saw last game, right, it was Destiny being the primary engage tool that we had coming out for Cloud9. And his engages were lackluster, shall we say. This time, they are giving him the main priority as well for actually getting these engages going. And there's a lot of pressure on him, right? There's no other engage at all coming through for Cloud9 unless 100 Thieves face check them.
Honestly, Destiny had some decent engages, I would say. It more felt like the follow-up from Cloud9. They just didn't have the damage to really follow through. Busio, locked down, lost about like a quarter of his, went down to a quarter of his health in one of those fights before he was able to flash out. Destiny knew his targeting. It's just Cloud9 as a whole. 100 Thieves. So friends versus friends, and, you know, Thieves working it out better in that friendship zone.
100 Thieves definitely seem to be better at being friends this game. Cloud9, I remember when they lost to Dignitas, they felt as though they were not showing their best footing. They were not playing in a characteristic way, and now is their opportunity for Cloud9 to really look to show the case that they are not going to be left behind. They are going to make things happen in the mid-game, and they are going to punish 100 Thieves for just trying to take the game late every time. Bonk.
Good old bonk with the belly. Expecting to see this happen over towards his topside Tenacity versus Darshan. Exciting matchup to have. You know, you were just talking about having friends and whatnot. You mentioned Dignitas. You know, I love seeing the camaraderie with so many of these squads. Dignitas, one of the bestest of friends that we've seen earlier from that little clip with Deos and whatnot. But that camaraderie really does go a long way. You got to play long games with your teammates. You got to spend a long time with scrims. Being able to make sure you're on the same page and enjoying each other's company as you do go through this academy scene. Always going to be crucial. 100 Thieves pretty good with that.
Yeah. 100 Thieves, constantly looking for ways. I remember Busio had an interview where he said, yeah, we win every game where Tenacity decides to win. And so far, you know, last game, Tenacity did a pretty decent job, but it was one of the games that felt the most like they were just reacting to plays, and they were going well rather consistently. Is Shaden here, but not even going to force out the E from Jimmy. He just walks away.
But it's...
Twitch chat -1 right now, I guarantee. Like 4 people probably said it.
He's still applying pressure. That's the most important part right there. Now he's going to apply pressure over towards that top side. Tenacity's at half health right now. Gonna be a tough one because it's the same story for Darshan, but Body Slam just went off. And Turret Aggro hasn't even grabbed yet. Flash forward, able to get the Counter-Strike, will stun up Tenacity, and it's not looking good for him. One more pick-off with the auto is enough to slam him to the wall and get first blood for Cloud9.
Okay, this is when Cloud9 look their best, when Darshan, the veteran, the oldest member of Cloud9 Academy, and Shaden, I believe the youngest member, team up and dunk on an opposing top laner. Shaden committing his flash, Darshan committing his flash. They get the first blood on Tenacity, and that gives opportunities for them to go for a repeat game, but it costs Shaden 3 camps.
Cost Shaden 3 camps. He's not going to be the most distraught about that considering he's on the Poppy, but it's got to feel good for Darshan. Darshan, who historically, you know, Jack's kind of the split push champion. Darshan was kind of the split push player back in the day. I remember his old days of like Nasus and whatnot back in like Season 3 when he'd show up and just be in the base all by himself, taking the Nexus. And not Golden Guardians, I was going to say GGU. Good Game University, I believe was their name was. They got a lot of wins off of Darshan doing plays like that.
Yeah. So, Shaden losing again. I thought he was just going to be down a couple of camps, so he's going for another one as Tenacity and Will, trying to fight him over this Gromp. Darshan comes over, but, okay, Shaden does pick it up.
Here at Will's and Tenacity together, trying to be more of a menace onto Shaden, realizing that he is going to be behind at certain points here. Now Busio, BMFX. A lot of skirmishing going down with bot laners. It's been one of the more fun things about this patch as of lately, just a lot more bot lane fights have been triggering, and it's exciting when you have members like BMFX Busio taking on King and Destiny.
Yeah. Also, looking back, the last time we actually saw Darshan play it, because he is a historic Jax player. He played it quite a bit over his career. It is, in fact, his 5th most played.
It was a split push baby.
Yeah, I mean, he was the Jax, but it looks like he only played it once in 2011. We actually played it up against... Where is it? Oh, he played it up against CLG Academy. Basically started off Academy Spring 2021. Didn't have a great game then, and that was over a year ago at this point. Year and a half. To the day. Year and a half to the day, actually. 18 months.
Deep dive. All courtesy
Deep
of Josh.
dive. There you go. Thank you, Games of Legends.
Set up decent career with it. Definitely hasn't played it as much as of lately. Here comes a play coming out for Cloud9. Denied. Brilliance coming through as 100 Thieves now looking to turn this gank around. Bill showing up in the bot lane will not get the pillar, but in the mid lane, Copy just looking to bully away Jimmy, and who's low on mana, but so is Copy as Demonic Ascension does pop. Shoving in the wave. Nothing too much going to happen in this early stage.
Look, Busio, man, you're starting to look a little bit like Tenacity. Tenacity looking pretty good. Maybe you can get your way into the calendar. The tornado on Shaden to stop the gank in the middle of the charge from the Poppy. Prevented anything bad from happening. And Darshan!
Oh, Darshan! Hopping at the wrong time, but there's no mana for Tenacity right here. It's not the easiest finish. He's getting enough. Will have a barrel, but not getting a body slam. Darshan almost misstepping.
That was wild. I wonder how many minions away from the level 6 Tenacity is, because that was so close to turning that around. And while Darshan and Shaden, they got that first blood up in top lane, haven't been able to extend the lead just quite yet. And now Shaden moving up towards the top side. Darshan just has the bat coming through. I think this could be an opportunity for a dive.
BMFX looking to take it back to King and Destiny. Busio on this Yasuo will get the knock up onto Destiny as well. But Destiny and King heading for the hills, running into retreat, realizing what 100 Thieves are bringing. Busio so confident on this Yasuo, looking so good in this bot lane. Constant harassment, constant aggression coming out of it.
Yeah, and look at this up top lane, right? Ooh, just kidding. Shaden going to go for a back instead. Not confident they can get underneath now that Nasty is level 6. 100 Thieves doing a good job in the bottom lane, giving Busio some solo plates, denying a fair amount of experience from King and Destiny. The MFX and Busio consistently winning against a lot of these LCS bottom lanes. I've said before, I've been pretty confident that King and Destiny, who have had so much success in the OPL, who having played together for multiple years and come back together and instantly feel as though they're at home yet again, they are struggling to play up against the Zoomer, right? They are looking for opportunities to showcase that they are continuing to improve. It's not enough to just be resting on your laurels. You still need to showcase that you are better than some of the young talent NA has to offer.
And all the credit in the world to Busio and BMFX being solid in this bottom lane against such...
Nice.
I don't want to use the word veterans, but journeymans, if you will, when it comes to the scene, when it comes to the space. Of course, not spending too much time in the LCS Academy, King and Destiny, only coming in as of the last couple of years, but have been making an impact since that dissolution of the OPL. And, there's a reason we give them a lot of respect. Thing is, the marksmen we've been seeing nowadays, a lot of the competition we've been seeing have been challenging them, have been testing them.
Yeah, and there's kind of a parallel story, right, between Tenacity and King, right? Tenacity was looking to be part of a 6-man roster for 100 Thieves, but he didn't really get a lot of scrim time, didn't necessarily have a lot of games. I think he played like once or twice during lock-in. But King also on the Cloud9 roster, where they were looking to have the second team, and they were scrimming with Sven for a long time. But Shaden, coming top lane.
We're going to hop on to Tenacity, the Goomba Stomp with the counter-strike. Hopping forward will be Shaden. Tenacity fed to the Wolves up here. Darshan will get kill number 2.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but the cops drove right on by and saying, "This is not okay. This is not okay." Tenacity goes down a second time, and Darshan picks up the kill. Really putting Darshan in a position where he can take control on the Rift Herald for Cloud9. Getting picked up. Again, this is my favorite version of Shade. This is the version where he's very aggressive.
And now, the assault coming out from Copy. It's going to force out the Emperor's Divide. Now, Shaden playing with that aggression from earlier. already netted that kill over on the top side. He's going to transfer that to be able to grab the Rift Herald. So now, where is this going to be placed? Are you going to look to continue with Darshan, free up that wave, get him out of that lane? Do you place it elsewhere, Josh?
I just want them to get Darshan super far ahead, right? Last game, he was one of the primary players, good smite, as they were able to try and make some things happen. Darshan was the one who definitely felt as though he was playing with that chip on his shoulder. He did not want to lose. And now, if you give him the resources to carry you, he creates a split push threat even stronger than he was on the knock.
100 Thieves looking to set up towards this bottom lane. They're still going to collect some plates, albeit with this recall coming in from Will. It's only to apply the pressure there, but it's still a lot of gold coming out for this bot lane. It's doing so well for 100 Thieves. And that's the flip side of the map, right? While Darshan is doing well on the top lane, 100 Thieves have been focusing towards his bottom side.
Yeah, and so King and Destiny, right, on this Zeri, they're promising us, they are making the argument by picking this yet again that they are going to be stronger later on in the game, but Darshan, that's just flash, should be okay. Oh!
Oh, Darshan! Darshan!
Okay, okay,
Okay,
Mr. Presidente,
I see you, Mr.
through.
President. I see you. All right. Just bonks tenacity.
That's it. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Now he's going to get a plate. Demolish comes through, and Will does not create a lot of pressure all on his own, right? It's all auto attacks. He got the counter strike. Darshan walks away. And Tenacity going for, looks like an Everfrost style of build, is more playing for the utility. But he also, by playing this Gragas up into the top lane, knowing it's into the Jax, you're also playing to enable Busio. So it is time. Do you believe in Cubby? Do you believe in Busio, the boy that was promised?
Do you believe? Well, Destiny believes in this engage. We'll go after Jimmy, but Copy runs low. Has to back off. Will chomp down onto him. The pillar goes up, slowing down Shaden to set up the double kill for Will as 100 Thieves set up in the mid lane.
2 kills picked up for your MVP prospect there, Eric. Looking much stronger now. There you go.
Oh, last breath, but an instant exhaust out of King makes Busio pay!
Oh, my God. Are we watching a stream again?
Yasuo.
Are we watching a stream again? We just saw that. He did it last night. To everybody flashing forward, getting the last bit of damage, outplaying King. This guy is the truth. This guy is ready to go on and outplay. He is so enabled by the rest of his team. But the rest of this fight, as we watch, I mean, 100 Thieves, they just turn this around, right? It's just too much. Copy. I'm gonna be real. I don't understand the Azir pick here, or the Swain pick. How do you get in on top of Jimmy? You don't. You never have an opportunity to do so, but the bottom lane was the real story, right? not BMFX, Busio. Just outplaying King. We said that he gets so many solo kills in these spots while people are fighting over the Rift Herald. And while Cloud9 picked up the Rift Herald, Busio got the solo kill again onto King.
I can hear Cubby's voice right now, Josh. I can hear Cubby's voice right now. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Busio? My word. My word. This Yasuo is some gross stuff, and Busio's coming up big for 100 Thieves in this series against Cloud9, but now Cloud9 trying to find a reaction as they set up towards this top side with Shaden, but they don't know that 100 Thieves are the wiser to it. Still too fast as Cloud9 as they'll slam Tenacity into that wall.
Okay, Shaden there at the right time, and Darshan is backing up. Tenacity sits there and is like, oh, well, that sucks. Not a whole lot that they can do.
Ooh, a nice pillar and a pickup coming through for 100 Thieves. Just when you thought they lost out in that fight, they're still able to bring it back.
So, Darshan, Will, Busio, these are the players we're looking at, right? Some of the youngest players and one of the most tenured. Darshan winning the top lane, and it's not close, right? Shaden set him up for success, and now he needs to showcase that he is worth putting all these resources into, because, let's be real, the rest of the map is kind of crumbling.
A lot of this due to Busio, who's going to find another knock-up last breath onto King. A hop over the wall for King will keep him safe, but Busio not afraid to pop that ultimate, and we're going to see so much more of that, Josh, as this game continues.
Yeah. And did you see Busio even taking the extra moment to use the dash onto the minion before he went in for the last breath? Right, he is maximizing his champion so well, getting that little bit of extra damage, and now 100 Thieves, find themselves 2 dragons in a row. It's a Cloud Soul, it's a Cloud Rift on the table, but 100 Thieves, now they walk around Tenacity and Busio. The 2 Wonder Kids that we got on 100 Thieves going to be moving around, and Darshan, I mean, he's got a good champion into the Yasuo in isolation.
I admit, I feel like I'm watching something special when I'm watching Busio on this Yasuo. So confident he is, mid-maxing, playing to a lot of these fights, getting outplays 1v1. Now it's resulting in this pressure, breaking down a tower for 100 Thieves Academy over on this bot lane that they play to so heavily. What they need, though, is to enable this top side. They're going right after King Jimmy, and Emperor's Divide pulling King right in. Couple more autos to finish him off, but nope, King knows the way right out and just barely going to whiz by BMFX's ultimate.
He knows the way. He looks around, he is able to get on out, but King can't catch a break, man. Right, that is the third time he's gotten jumped on. Busio solo killed him once. Jimmy coming up towards the top side, trying to prevent him from leaving. And Cloud9, they have 1 player who can do anything right now. Darshan, looking again for his way in, trying to split push, taking a ton of damage off of this structure. Jimmy is probably the best equipped to actually try and deal with him, right? Because of the range that he is able to play with. But if Darshan is the only point of strength that Cloud9 have, it means that they have to give over a lot of pressure on the rest of the map.
It means we go back to
my weakness getting walked away from.
Ooh. Running away, Jimmy still flopping that tower. Let's go ahead and hear the wax right now. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And 2 more bonks to make sure that tower does go down. So Darshan's still netting a lot of solo gold with these split pushes he's doing, going down to the old school here. Now Tenacity caught out, and knockup comes out from Destiny. Explosive cast going to be used. No follow-up as the Keeper's Verdict does go wide. 100 Thieves looking to try and contest over this Rift Herald, but Cloud9 holding priority too strongly.
Cloud9 still trying to take control. They still have Copy's ultimate. He is still a good team fighter if people have to walk on into him. But 100 Thieves not going to be baited into that fight. They have enough range champions. They can walk into this mid lane. They should be able to pick up this structure as Copy not able to walk over. It is going to be the turret for the Rift Herald. And Jimmy at the same time gets a bunch of damage on the other side in the bottom lane. So 100 Thieves, right? We are well into that part of the game where 100 Thieves are very happy for nothing to happen for the next 10 minutes. And Cloud9, the onus is on them, right? There is a Jax that will scale. That is 1 champion to Azir, Senna, and Yasuo. This is not an even fight late game.
Still trying is going to be Cloud9, having that Rift Herald that was secured earlier by Shaden. Looking to place it towards this top side. See if they can take down that tower. Netting that, getting some gold back. Some well-needed gold into the composition that you have from 100 Thieves. It's working so well, but not even needing the Rift Herald on that. Just a simple take.
You like that? You know, all according to plan. Oops. Everfrost, that's okay. Doesn't mean anything if they do take down the top lane turret. Copy gets a little bit more money as well. But just as we saw last game, right? As thank you, Andy, bringing up the gold yet again. Pretty big lead coming in for Darshan, but not Andy. Is it Lauren? There we go. Okay, my bad, Lauren. My bad.
I love those observers so much. Correct us on the spot mid-broadcast. The blessed therapist.
There you go. Make sure you follow them on Twitter as well. I'll pull up their Twitters real quick so I don't get it wrong. But yeah, Leche knows. Leche knows. Keep going, Eric. I gotta look up their Twitter so we can call them out.
Darshan, he is the sparkling hope right now, and C9 are very much hoping that he can get something going into these side lanes. Playing with him a lot more as a unit, as a whole, is going to be Cloud9. It looks like they might be trying to contest something here because Darshan's already positioning forward, but instantly hops away. So Cloud9, I'm trying to figure out what they're going for right here. It looks like it's going to be a play onto Jimmy and towards this top side. That passive already used, but Shaden not going to follow through here because the rest of 100 Thieves are looking to position toward that top lane. The Azir Tower still going to go down at the end of things, but it's really nothing picked up for Cloud9.
I hate that so much, man. Every single time I'm in a game with Azir and it's red team's turret has been destroyed, I'm like, what? Where did I lose a turret? Oh, that's just a passive. Nothing really matters. But I do have their Twitters. at Lechelorn, Lechelorn. There you go. Sure, you give him a follow. He's trying to make sure you're paying attention. And at Mermage, MERMAGE _ at the end of that one. Go check them out. They're both awesome people who do a lot of work in the league scene, and we absolutely love having them. They will continue being with us for a while, but so far,
oh, it's a bouncy house knocked all over the place with Shaden on that as Cloud9 attempt to play towards the top side. 100 Thieves say, nah, we'll take the drag too.
Nah, we'll take the drag. We got everything. Shaden forced to flash away. Darshan not able to get the split push going. So I was hoping he was going to be like leader, right? The player that we got coming in for Golden Guardian, someone who's going to be creating a lot of pressure in the sidelines, and he's got, he's done a good job farming relative to Tenacity, but he's not even going to be able to pick up his blue buff. It's forced out. Unifix says, nah, that's my soul.
No.
What are you trying to do around this? So 100 Thieves. Right, one of the questions I had for them earlier on was, is this going to be the version of 100 Thieves that we see in Proving Grounds? Because this version of 100 Thieves, I think, loses to Team Liquid, right? Because Team Liquid are so good at making things happen in the middle of the game. They back away. But if 100 Thieves are secretly macro geniuses and they come play on stage, and you're saying, yeah, we don't really care. It's whatever. We were the worst team in the second round robin in spring, and we got second. We took Team Liquid to 5 games. Right? Like, that version of 100 Thieves is scary AF.
I mean, we've heard a player in the past, I forget who, I think it was Diamond, I can't be sure, that it doesn't really matter for the regular season.
Don't got him. He's gone.
No, Jimmy's not picked off. Jimmy is just going to walk on out. You don't pick Jimmy in the sideline? No problem. I'm not getting picked off. You're not killing me. We're ahead right now. We got no issues.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't get picked in the sideline. I thought that was a meme for a little while, right? Because he was constantly very extended in the sidelines, but he was so good at knowing whether or not he was safe. The ultimate comes out, keeps him safe from 3 members, and Darshan, again, out here in the bottom lane. I'm not sure if this is a fault of Darshan himself or the rest of Cloud9, because they're not syncing his split pushing with the rest of the team. They're not creating pressure elsewhere on the map. And so, the Japanese proverb, the nail that stands up gets hammered down. Very true in League of Legends. You need multiple places of pressure so that your split pusher is safe. But with the rest of Cloud9 so weak, Darshan doesn't have the vision support to push up all on his own. Cloud9 isn't creating pressure on the rest of the map. This is the first time I think they've been in the Baron pit. They haven't established vision control over here. And so Cloud9, they aren't creating space for Darshan to successfully split push. And it's not on one or the other. It's definitely a spot where they need to work together. This is supposed to be when they're trying to abuse the fact that 100 Thieves are not going to do much for probably another 5 minutes.
I still see it. No real pressure applied from Cloud9. They try and set up positions to get it, but 100 Thieves, they're so quick on these map movements. Already moving up towards the top side where Jimin was under attack. But now we're starting to see an answer that I'm hoping for, where Darshan is alone in that bot lane facing off against Tenacity, but there goes the pressure again. It alleviates. Now Cloud9 going to reapply it. They got to keep this going, and there it is. Teleport going to be used out of Darshan, looking to get onto Jimmy, and knocked into the air by Destiny, will get bonked by Darshan. And that is what you were hoping for, right, Josh? You were waiting for that moment where that side lane control amounts to something more for Cloud9.
Yeah, something more finally comes through. They get the red buff, they get the kill. But is this enough to really cement them and win the game? Will
get top done. Everfrost goes down.
Copy.
No knockup to be found. 4 strong is going to be Cloud9 as they have Copy over towards that top side. They're not looking for a fight at the moment. They've already taken what they needed to.
Cloud9 again, right? They're not creating pressure holistically right now. They're not pushing back. There's not a lot of pressure coming out from 100 Thieves. You saw them, look for a catch once, right? They charged that King in the mid lane, and King hopped over wall and was A-okay. But at the same time, 100 Thieves, the way that they play the macro, there's a dragon up. Everybody report to duty. Report to the dragon. It is time to fight.
Ding, ding,
the
ding.
team fight timer is counting down, Eric.
It is time. We got the bell rang. On the blue side, Cloud9. On the red side, 100
ding, ding,
Thieves.
Ding. Round 4.
Ding, ding, ding. Who's going to take it right now? As 100 Thieves, they are on Dragon Soul Point. Would be a big pick for them. Knockup goes out, and now here comes Tenacity looking for the engage onto Sheeden. Sheeden gets caught by the Everfrost. Darshan backing off and using the control, this Fog of War, this vision control applied by Cloud9. It means it's harder for 100 Thieves to fight and engage. So 100 Thieves say, no, screw that. Let's go towards the mid lane. And Cloud9 respond quickly. Instant engage going on to Will. Copy by his lonesome goes golden with Demonic Ascension as Will falls lower and lower. King finally able to grab that kill, but it's a trade. 1-for-1. Keeper's Verdict knocking back no one. 4 versus 4. 100 Thieves versus Cloud9 stand.
No wave in the mid lane for 100 Thieves. They can't go towards the next turret. Cloud9 can try and force a fight, but they don't have their tools. They don't have King's ultimate. They don't have Destiny's ultimate. They can't get an engage, and Busio has last breath.
Darshan waiting on the flanks.
They see him
around. He will get caught out now, and now here comes the pure engage onto Darshan. Darshan flashes forward. He goes after BMFX, but will not be able to take him down. Dragon secured for Cloud9. Close call there for 100 Thieves.
Darshan trades his life for the Dragon, but the Dragon doesn't mean much when Darshan, the most fed member, shutdown comes through. 100 Thieves now lining up at the Baron, and they have control of the area. 100 Thieves are going to force Cloud9 to come in when Cloud9 still don't have ultimates to play with.
Cloud9, they want to get second place so badly. Losing 2-0 to 100 Thieves right now would make that way too hard. 100 Thieves positioning around this Baron. Still not dedicating to it right now. Cloud9 burning the teleport from Copy, getting everyone there as fast as possible. Not going to go down just yet.
One of the big problems, right? Remember earlier on in the game when they dropped the Rift Herald and it didn't actually crash for Cloud9? It's starting to mean a whole lot more now, right? Because they haven't been able to get the control in the mid lane. The fact that this mid lane turret is still standing at 26 minutes makes it so difficult for Cloud9 to get pressure in the mid lane. They can't push out their waves. They can't create pressure. They can't move over to where Darshan is in the side lanes. And Cloud9, we're looking for Destiny at this point. We're looking at King, the Oceanic bottom lane that we kind of set up. They are supposed to come online later in the game. But last time we said that, and I was like, okay, this is King's moment. He is completely free to hit. You know what he did? He hopped the wall into the middle of 100 Thieves. I don't know if you saw. He was right next to the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. He just hopped in. Right.
Just run.
That's a confidence shaker for a lot of teams. When you see the one player that you need to have a good time doesn't. Darshan, he's not built up this lead. This lead has stagnated. It has largely disappeared. The Gragas has picked up the Frozen Heart, and so it becomes more and more difficult for Darshan to create pressure in the side lanes. And I feel as though we are slowly marching towards another 100 Thieves victory because the game has dragged on to where they are in their comfort zone.
100 Thieves feel that too. They're positioning around this Baron right now, daring Cloud9 to walk into them, daring Cloud9 to take this fight. 100 Thieves on the top side, now going over for the Drake, but Sheedon will respond with a Hex Flash over the wall, smashes Will into the wall. Demonic Ascension going to be popped by Copy. Will starting to run lower and lower, but there is the shielding coming out from BMFX. It's buying so much time for Will. Will stay alive for a long time there, but is it enough time bought for 100 Thieves to make a retaliation, to make a return in this fight? Copy loses Demonic Ascension. Darshan chasing forward, and here comes Destiny. Out comes the Emperor's Divide, pushes 2 members to the side, but King, unchecked on the backline, goes after Busio. Busio still going to go for the chase. He gets the knockup, but not in time as he will fall. Cloud9 open up the team fight against 100 Thieves.
And Cloud9, they find the slightest of overextensions coming through from 100 Thieves. They take down Will, and that's the disengage tool that was there. So many buttons were used, so many ultimates were used to try and keep him alive that there is none left for the actual fight. Baron's getting picked up by Cloud9. They get the mid lane turret, they finally open up the map, and now Cloud9, while they wait for Destiny, wait the 2 seconds. There you go, good job. Destiny is alive. You get 5 Barons across the board. They take away the red buff. Cloud9 finally in a spot where they can try and be more aggressive, but it's when 100 Thieves are coming online. They find Will out, and watch everything that's used, right? They end up throwing out BMFX's ultimate. Tenacity will throw out his ultimate here relatively soon. Actually, already threw it out. I don't even know where he threw it, but the Everfrost is gone. They don't have their way to try and find their way back into this fight, and it just becomes a situation where Destiny finally finds his way in, and they just clean everybody up with the claw. King finally finds a spot where he can hit uncontested.
Man, Destiny's so good with that engage. The very end of that one, but the one to start it off was Shaden. Hex Flash over the wall, slammed it was brilliant, but it gives Cloud9 such a big opportunity here, such a breath of air. They're the ones with the Baron buff. They're the ones with control over the Dragon right now. And now, a gold lead established by Cloud9 as they utilize that Fog of War and set up for Drake.
Yeah, and actually taking that turret in the mid lane is a lot more than just opening up the map. As there they go.
Oh,
King,
here we go.
watch
Look
King.
for the engage. Look at Destiny go in. He's going in deep, and King unchecked.
King
Cheating order. He pick up one kill. He's going to go into Busio. There's the Emperor's Divide going to use, but it's only trying to pill off Cloud9 from demolishing 100 Thieves. 3 fall instantly, and they're not happy with just that. A counter-strike to stun up one more, but will fast enough to get away, will burn his flesh to see another day. But look at Cloud9 entering the base of 100 Thieves. It's a time where 100 Thieves are supposed to be best off, Josh, but Cloud9 have an answer.
And Cloud9, it's King, the Oceanic ADC. We asked the question, will he be able to step up when it's needed? He uses the stopwatch to block Tenacity's explosive cast. He denies the knockup. He denies an opportunity to go down, and he free hits the fight.
He's denying Jimmy a chance to live. Darshan finally drops, the shutdown goes through, but Jimmy falls in the process. Will net up 1 kill, and now the respawn timers are working against Cloud9. 100 Thieves looking for the re-engage. Last breath onto King. 100 Thieves able to find a response, but Shaden smart to secure that Drake.
And what is there on the map for them to pick up? It's going to take them so long. His copy will survive for forever. He buys time for King and Destiny to come back. And does he get Tenacity? Not quite.
Almost had Tenacity. That pillar so crucial out of Will. He's going to change his attention towards BMFX. Almost gets him. But that is a big stagger right there, Josh. A massive stagger. 50 seconds on that death timer.
True. Copy is going to be dead for a long time, but King and Destiny are going to be back up. They're going to be looking to try and hold all these turrets up by opening up the mid lane. The super minions don't matter a whole lot, right? At this point in the game, you just kind of walk into the mid lane, you're like, yeah, I just kill these anyway. They take a little bit longer to kill, but great. But the bigger point is now you don't have to kill that later on. You are finally in a position where Cloud9 can smell victory. One more team fight is all that they need. And 100 Thieves, they don't have anything to teamfight for over the next couple of minutes, right? You have Baron spawning in about 2.5 minutes. You have a Cloud Dragon spawning in 4 minutes. But 100 Thieves, they don't have to fight for any of that.
Unless they find Tenacity. Keeper's verdict goes off. Tenacity still alive. Tenacity still alive. Tenacity survives. And those are some major ultimates being burnt. Darshan will hop in, going golden. Tenacity still going to be alive as Copy's going to use the Robotic Ascension, looking to go into the team fight, into the bulk of it to deliver that damage, but Will holding the line. 1-for-1 trade thus far. King still alive as Will heads for the hills, but gunned down by King. A double kill acquired as Cloud9 are looking for the closing moments right here. Right now, another Goomba stop from Darshan as King surround BMFX for the triple kill, and Cloud9, they're not gonna let that game one dissuade them. They still want to be in the conversation for that top 2 spot, and this is the way to do it.
And it's a 1-1. 100 Thieves get punished. Cloud9 catch them out. And again, King staying alive. He got the whole Zonias at this point, man. He does not want to get hit by any of the explosive casts, but he comes in late. There's no opportunity to knock him up. Busio can't get to him. And this is Cloud9 coming back for a 1-for-1.
Taking down one more, our Lord and Savior. Don't watch, Cubby, don't watch! Too painful, too painful. Cloud9 taking this to 1-1. One more explosive cast, just for the memes, just for the lulz, just for the KDA padding. Cloud9 gonna make this a tie at 1-1.
1-1. You got to keep your belt. King was so gracious. You don't have to give it over at this point. But Cloud9 and 100 Thieves, we knew this was going to be close. We were wondering what the expectations were going to be as they were setting things for Proving Grounds. And Eric, I think it's going to be a banger, right? We saw Cloud9 not able to really punish 100 Thieves and played in the territory that 100 Thieves likes best. But Cloud9 a little bit more disciplined for longer. They catch out one member, and that's the difference that it makes. You saw how hard Cloud9 had to reach in order to get those picks. How hard they had to push in order to find those engages. 100 Thieves, finally, just the smallest of chinks in the armor, punished by Cloud9.
And for Cloud9, There was two members that really stand out to me in that last game. Of course, Darshan playing so well on the Jax, but you have to give it to Shaden, who was the catalyst for that comeback. The Hex Flash over the wall that initiated that fight, that gave Cloud9 the Baron, set up all Cloud9 needed to find that victory for that game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, lots of small things happening, coming through. We saw this earlier where in our very first series, it felt like every single person had at least one moment to shine over the course of the game. This time, Cloud9 did a lot of things. King with the stopwatches, Destiny finally finding some engages, Shaden catching people out. Now, we just got to wrap it up a little bit more. We're looking towards Proving Grounds. Every win from here on out is going to matter for the standings and for your opportunity to showcase what you can do in an actual bracket.
So the road to Proving Grounds, only one more week awaits. Great series between these two squads, Cloud9 and 100 Thieves Academy. We won an interview with one of the members of Cloud9 Academy, so Kangas has that. We're going to throw out a short break. When we return, he'll catch you up with that interview.
Hello, everybody. We are back with our post-series interview with the top laner from Cloud9 Academy, Darshan, in, I believe, his words for his 6,000th interview. I don't know. I didn't realize you were counting, Darshan.
There? You're just showing off the arms?
Oh, you missed that earlier in the broadcast. I ripped these off. I probably shouldn't say. I ripped these off for 100 Thieves. We did a bit for them beforehand. So you should be excited about Deserix. He literally made a belt. And because you won game 2, he gets to keep the belt. So, man, that really brought the energy down right at the beginning. Let's just say I ripped them off for Cloud9. How about that? Let's just, retcon the whole thing.
It's all good.
Darshan,
good, man.
Not only 6,000 interviews, but also many, many games played in League of Legends. And he got to play the Jax in that game, too. I was looking at the stats. I was checking the numbers, and he is now tied as your 3rd most played champion in your entire career. Did you know that fact?
I didn't, but I love Jax. I love backdooring on that chat, man. Soon, one of these days, I'm going to get a sick backdoor. Maybe not, hopefully in Academy, but we'll see. Maybe back in LCS.
All right. Maybe if you match up against, like, I don't know. You got evil geniuses. You do it to Surdy. I feel like he needs to be brought down a peg. His ego's going crazy right now. But do you know who it's tied with? Who is Jax tied with for 3rd place?
Oh, my God. Is it Maokai?
No, but he's up there. I think he was like 5th or 6th. No.
Sion?
I'll give you one more. Huh?
Oh, I need to think about this.
All right.
Tied
do you
for
want a
3rd?
hint?
Is it?
Tied for 3rd.
Okay, give me a hint.
It's another split pusher.
Fiora.
Yep. Ding, ding, ding. And of course, this is all according to Wikipedia. So I don't, who knows if they've kept track of every single game, but according to those numbers, 1 game behind 2nd place. Can you guess 2nd place? Nara's obviously 1st. We all know that Nara's like twice as much as everybody else, but the 2nd place champion. This is great. I get to just quiz Darshan on his own stats.
Is it, wait, oh man, this is so hard. Is it?
Do you want a hint? Another hint?
Yeah, I need another hint.
It's one of those champions that is always in the meta. I don't think this champion's like ever really left the meta.
Oh, okay, wait.
Which is probably why you played him so much. Because I don't really think of him as like a champ you're known for. But I don't know. Maybe at like some point in your career.
Oh my God. There's just too many champs that have been meta. It's blindable. Is it Ornn?
It's blindable.
Sion?
It's Gangplank, man. Come on.
Oh my God. I played that champ so much,
broke
honestly.
him.
I don't know.
Well, I just wanted to test your own memory of your own stats because, of course, we do have a large number of games to pull from. So that was fun. Thanks for being a good sport about that. But I did want to actually bring us to the next topic because last time we spoke, you and I asked you what advice you had for any other top laners in the league or just anybody trying to improve, some of the lessons that you've learned. And you just got to go up against Tenacity, who had like a stint at LCS, if you want to call it that, right? I mean, he was on the 100 Thieves roster, but then he didn't get to play any games. Now he's back in Academy. What are your thoughts on him? Because you got to play up against him for like 2 years now, basically, since he first showed up in Academy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he played that well in our series today, but I think he's been one of the best top laners in Academy. So I'm not sure if he just had like an off day or the matchups weren't as good for him. I mean, the second game, the matchup... I guess it's a counter pick, but I think he's been going up like 30 or 40 CS in a lot of games. So I think he's been playing well and he's had some good fucking games, but I don't know, for whatever reason, he just wasn't performing today. So I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know where to put my finger on it.
What are your thoughts of him being ranked higher than you on a Dokla's top lane tier list? Just curious, not trying to bait anything out here, but
is there a top lane tier list?
Have you not seen this?
No, I mean I don't go on Twitter
Oh.
and Reddit that much anymore. I mean, like, okay, my opinion of tier list is just like, I think it's just all in good fun. I think there's a time where like before I was just like, oh man, like how could this guy be ranked higher than me? Like I can't believe this shit. But now it's just like funny because it's just like, who cares? I don't really care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People can rank me however they want, right? Like, it's just how you perform on the day, really.
Itself.
Yeah, exactly. I think more so I like to just let my gameplay speak for itself. If I'm good enough to be to perform and help my team win, then I'm happy with that. I don't need to be considered good by anyone. Who cares?
All right, I like that. That's, again, the measured professional approach from Darshan. You got this whole brand about you, man. I love it. Final question here, because of course, also last time we had the beautiful rendition that you sang for us on the broadcast. I'm not going to make you sing again, but what I will corner you into right now is that Rafa and Deserix have both said that they would love to collab for some music content for Academy. Are you willing, Darshan, to promise to me and all the fans out there right now that you will make a Proving Grounds anthem with us in either like KDA or Star Guardian or like Pentakill theme?
Yeah, no, I'd love to do some more singing. I want to hear them sing too, honestly. Because like before I used to love singing myself and I love the melody, right? But I've been seeing more of the harmony in music and it's just so beautiful. So I love I'm learning more about how to harmonize and compliment other people. I'm still not very good at it yet, but I love listening to other people sing just as much as I like singing. So hearing them sing, I'm curious how good they are. Like, not how good they are, but just what style they have. You know?
Well, now you're making them sweat. They're going to be like, they realize they have to perform. No, there's no pressure.
Now. Everybody can sing, okay? Not everyone's good, but everyone can sing, and you can appreciate everyone singing.
Well, Deserix can hear you right now. So I hear him laughing in my ear. I think that he's starting to sweat right now. I'm excited to get him back on at some point here. But thank you so much, Darshan. This is a two-way street, though. If we get you to collab with us, is there anything that we can do for you? Anything you got going on? This is your platform now. Take the podium, Darshan.
I mean, I don't really got anything. I just want to that'd be fun to make some music, honestly. I'll definitely hit you guys up. We'll figure something out. Maybe post something on Twitter.
Make it happen.
I don't know if you guys live in LA, but make a Academy.
Rafa does
Academy
it, but hopefully we can get him out here for Proving Grounds. But me and Deserix, we're definitely around. So we'll make something happen.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Darshan. That's a promise. We're going to clip that. So that way, if you back out, then we can always hold it against you. But regardless, congratulations on the win. And best of luck going into next week's Super Week.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll bring back on the casters to close out the day. There you go, Deserix. See, it's that easy. You just put them live on broadcast, you back them into a corner where they can't say no, and boom, we make content.
You know, Darshan, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the best singer, but I'm a hell of a guitarist, and I would love to compose anything. What do you mean? I don't sing, man.
I've heard you sing. It's not like the melodic thing that Darshan does, but you got your own growl to it. This guy used to make metal music. Don't let him get out of that.
This is what I want. I want like Deserix on the metal vocals, like the and then Darshan's like the Evanescence. You know, like we get the balancing act of the styles. That's the dream. That's the dream right there. But with that said, we got to close out the show and take a look at our Samsung SSD Fast 5 stats so we can take a look at who is in the lead after week number 6. Right off the bat, Josh, I'll give this one to you first. What is standing out to you as the most impressive stats from week 6?
Insanity calling in big. Just Dignitas as a whole looking fantastic again. This is some of the best I have ever seen Insanity play this week. Well, his last game, went out with a whimper. So much of it was a bang. And seeing that he gets the first place, the fastest mythic item, feels very well deserved for a player that is near and dear to my heart, because he was one of the first players I ever got to meet in person as a player while I was casting them. He's a cool guy. I can't wait to see him do more.
Deserix, what about you? What you got? What's drawing your attention?
Insanity would have been one of them. Hoon is another one. It's someone we said has decent laning and has done quite well against a lot of our more experienced top laners. Another one that pops out to me is going to be Meech. Meech is someone I'm hard rooting for ever since he's been called up for amateur. And hey, this week's stats, fastest to 10k gold. Love to see it.
Also, Neo as a freaking traitor, man.
Neo?
Third place. I'm
just realizing that right now, and that is actually hilarious. Don't draw attention to it, Joshi. How dare you? As we come back out of our It's the C Fast 5. Also to celebrate some of the fastest stats. Joshi, you're not supposed to point out the issues on the graphic, but it's all right. I won't hold it against you. Let's take a look at what happened elsewhere across the Rift today. Of course, we had 3 best-of-2 series on our stream. Oh, we were so close to tie day. Why did you have to do it, Immortals? We were so close to wearing ties next week.
Oh, TSM.
TSM finding a win over CLG. Evil Geniuses, though, not getting their 4-0 week. A 3-1 coming out. You know, Surdy, maybe Darshan doesn't need to do anything. Maybe FlyQuest was able to do it all on their own. But Evil Geniuses feels like they're still figuring it out quite a bit more. May have an opportunity to be just like 100 Thieves, where they didn't look good in the round robin, but bracket's a different story.
This does mean a lot for Immortals, though, because I believe, according to my calculations, they just barely leapfrogged past FlyQuest Academy now with their performance today versus FlyQuest dropping a game. I'll have to double-check that just to confirm, but I think that that's what happens here based on that result. But either way, it's cool to see still teams taking games off of each other. With that said, that's week 6. I can't believe it, guys. We got 1 week left of Academy. Deserex, I blinked and it's gone. But this is a schedule for our final week, day 1. And yeah, we still got some bangers. Cloud9 versus CLG to kick it off. That one already I'm very excited for.
Oh, by the way, the end of the week of that is going to be 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. You're not going to want to miss that one. That is the battle for dominance of Academy.
Yeah. We still have some games in the middle as well that will have some effect on where teams will be shaking out for Proving Grounds, right? Dignitas versus FlyQuest catches my eyes. A couple teams that are right there on the cusp, right there looking for an opportunity to move into the top 6 rather than have to play that extra best of 3.
And now, before we do head out, I want to thank you, Steve, and I want to thank my producer, because I've just put up a wallpaper onto my desktop now. I'm going to show it through my phone. This absolute best wallpaper to have.
Should we do it? Should we do it one more time?
Do it one more time to close out?
Production, we don't need Joshi here. You can get rid of Joshi. I'll give my thanks to Joshi first. Thank you, Joshi, for being on the show and being a fantastic color caster for us. I don't know why I'm 1 box. If we can get a 2 box, that would be ideal. Oh, we're going to do the overlap. No, this is great. This is great. Well, let's just start the overlap right now. Thank you to Deserex for being the play-by-play caster. Everybody on Esports Engine for doing crazy stuff like this that we ask for all the time. Thank you to Kelsey Moser for keeping us semi in line, even though she's not in my ear right now, so I can say whatever I want to say. Thank you to the players for putting out the performance, and everybody in Twitch chat for cheering them on. We will be back next week for the final regular week of Academy LCS. You won't want to miss it, and we'll see you there. Yeah!